Hello, good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So today it's Monday. No school for today because of, affected still with the heat.
I don't see it live yet on my computer, so it might take a second.
So how are you, everyone? How is it? How is what's going on?
And now it's
What
going
is
live.
it? How is what's going on?
Okay, now we're live.
Okay, you go there, and I'll take my food.
Okay. All right, she's going to get her breakfast. I already had my bowl of cereal. Good morning, everybody. Hope everything's going great. I know everybody, well, a lot of people were watching probably the NCAA basketball tournament over the weekend. We're down to the final two teams, so that's kind of always interesting to follow. I always like that. We are so close to finally being finished with the journey of getting married. We're actually down to the last step of going on Thursday and actually having our wedding ceremony. So all the months of preparation and filling out forms and flying to Cebu to
Mhm.
the embassy and going back 3 or 4 times because the documentation wasn't right or something, we finally got everything done.
Mhm.
Yep. So Thursday we go in at 3 o'clock and have the wedding. So we're excited.
Yeah.
And she got her hair done yesterday. You can see her beautiful haircut, her hairstyling. She got her hair straightened, so that's her wedding look. I love it. I thought she looked beautiful before, but she looks even more now. So, but the weather's great here. It's not too windy today, so noise from the mic should not be a problem. But we're in the summer here in the Philippines, so it comes earlier than the U.S. So I talked to my kids back in the States, and they're back in Georgia, and it's in the upper 70s now. Spring is kicking in, and here it's in the mid 90s with summer heat. So it's just the seasonal differences a little bit. But that's okay because later on in the year, later on in another month or so, 2 months, we'll start getting into the more rainy, from what I understand. I haven't been here, so I understand that's going to cool off probably a little and then get some rain. So
Mhm. Yeah, but when the rain start, it's getting rain in rain every day.
yeah. Well, I lived in Florida in the U.S., so it was it. You got used to the customary rain and thunderstorm every day, every afternoon, pretty much in the summertime. So, in that regards, it's probably very similar. And me living in Florida I lived in Florida for my last 5 years in the U.S. So it kind of got me ready for coming here with the heat. Even though Florida heat is different than this heat over here, it's very similar in a lot of ways. So I just got used to being in a hot environment pretty much every day. So I was able to, adjust a little bit my clothes and things like that. So I had clothes for pretty much a warm climate because I was living down in South Florida, over near Naples in that area. So it was even in the wintertime, it wasn't really winter. It was still very mild. So,
Mhm.
but it's definitely hotter over here. The sun is definitely more intense and everything. So are you excited for Thursday?
Of course.
It's been a journey. I mean, going
Mhm.
through, getting all the documentation, going into the town and making sure that they want to make sure you have all the certificates and forms.
Mhm.
What I see in the process over here versus the U.S. is like night and day. In the U.S., I mean, gosh, you can go to Las Vegas and have Elvis marry you in an hour, right? But over here, it's very traditional. It's very held in high regard. So they have to make sure that the participants are, legally single and everything. I mean, I guess they do in the U.S. too, but it's definitely meant for a one-time shot. There's no divorce or anything like that, and they take it very seriously. So I like that. So, but I noticed that it's a lot more traditional than what you would see in the U.S.
Mhm.
We have 4 people watching right now. Bob says, "Joe, who's that pretty lady with you?" Yes, I know. That's her new wedding hairstyle. So
Good morning. Good evening, Sir Bob.
We were just saying that we're at the final leg of the journey. It feels like I lived on the Space Coast in Florida. That's so if any of you know that, that's where all the rockets go off of former Cape Kennedy. It's when you launch a rocket, there's all these things that have to take place before the launch day, and that's kind of what getting married here in the Philippines is like. It's like preparing to launch a rocket. You've got forms and processes that have to be done, and all kinds of things, and then finally the wedding day where you get to launch. You get to finish everything and get it done. So, but we're excited. Everything's done. Her son went with her sister yesterday, so it's been kind of quiet here this morning. He went to go stay with his aunt, and we're going to meet them this morning in Bacolod. So we have kind of a quiet morning. So we're sitting on our little patio here, and underneath this big garlic dome bush or whatever we want to call it, but it's our
Garlic
nice
tree.
garlic tree. So it's our morning spot. It's away from the sun, and you get a little bit of a breeze around the corner of the house. So it's a nice morning spot. So she just said, "Let's do it live today." I said, "Okay, let's do it live."
Yeah, because the other day we say that we're going to live inform to our weddings.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so that's why I do. Today is Monday, and it's quiet day. My sister-in-law, she went home, so we're just us here,
Yes.
three of us.
Yes, Bob. Thursday is the day. Thursday at 3 p.m. in Bacolod is when it happens. So it's already.
You see it there. It's not good because maybe someone just go jump on it. I am against your marriage.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. It's it's Monday morning here, so we pretty much got everything done. We've got she's got her dress, she's got her hair done, we've got all the forms filed, we've got the date set, so it's a matter of just getting to that point. And then afterwards, we're probably going to do something with her family. Most of her family's down in the mountains, about 3-hour drive from here. They're not going to be able to come up here, all of them. But what we're probably going to do is they live close to the southern end of this island, Negros Occidental, and we're probably going to find somewhere on the beach down there where we can maybe rent a place for a day, like a big cabana or something, and then all of her family can travel there easier. And they'll meet us there, and we'll have a celebration with the family, give them a chance. Because when we went to the mountains about 3 weeks ago, they all expressed interest. They said, "Oh, we can't make it there, but we'd love for you guys to get together with us." And so if we can go somewhere close to where they live, it's easier on them. And then we can do that. And then some point in time, we'll get away for a weekend somewhere. We're not sure. Maybe we'll go to Manila or something. I don't know. We'll do something with the kids. Tony says, "Did you buy the house you're living in?" Yes, Tony, we did. A funny thing is that I had sold my house in Florida about 6 months before I moved to the Philippines. So I was renting short term, getting ready to retire and all that. And then when I came over here and spent time with her right before my final move, I was looking for an apartment, but I always said, I would much rather own something and then not have to worry about something crazy happening in the U.S. and Social Security getting taken away or something like that. I don't want to have to worry about having to make payments on a house here. So we were looking at buying something, and actually the house we were initially looking at was about 2 lots behind us that way. And she was negotiating with the woman who had the house, and it was a nice house. It needed a lot of work, and she just was playing games, raising the price, and all these other things with us. So we were getting frustrated. And then at the last minute, before I was flying back, the broker remembered this house was available, and we looked at it, and it was perfect. So we decided to buy it, and it's a fantastic house. I mean, this house is U.S. quality built the way it's put together. So it's small enough for us as our family, so it's great. I wanted her boys to have their own bedroom, and so they have that. So we all have space here. A lot of the houses in the Philippines are multi-story. That's a nice house here in the Philippines. Me, I come from Florida. I like a big ranch-style house. I don't want to go up and down stairs. So this house is a ranch-style house. It's a big L-shaped house, all concrete, and so you know, it's nice because we all have our own separate space and privacy. So, but yeah, we bought the house. So it was funny. We paid real estate taxes for the year on this house, and I think it came out to $110 for the whole year. Where I come from Florida, where it used to be cheap in Florida, but now it's very expensive. So, but $110 is what is on this house with the property, and it's not a bunch of acres. It's maybe about a third of an acre, maybe a little less than we have here. But that, to give you guys an idea, $100 a year is the real estate taxes that you owe to the city. So pretty cheap.
Yeah, this is 462 square meter.
Yeah. But it's nice because, you know, when I was thinking of coming to the Philippines, I'm thinking like all the other expats, right? You're thinking about, okay, when you go over there, you know, the electrical's going to be different. You got to find a place that have the, you know, you got to go ahead and get the converters for the volt if you're bringing anything over. So a lot of things, your laptops and cell phones, they'll work on the electricity here. But any bathroom stuff or kitchen stuff, it's not going to work unless you have a converter or something. But the good news was this house, whoever built it had it dual wired. It was wired for 220 and 110. So we've got 110 outlets all over. So that was a big plus because, you know, anything in the US can work anywhere in the house, which is great. But you can also use the local stuff here too. So that works out fantastic. And then, you know, it had the backup generator already put in place and already wired in and everything, and that thing was already working. It already had the washer and dryer hookups and everything. It had the guest quarters by the bathroom with the full bath over there. So it had a lot of things that somebody in the US would say, I'd like to have in my house, and you don't get here. So
Yeah, the
what's cheaper, the 220 or the 110 on your electric bill? I don't know. Our electric has been around 7,000 pesos a month, but that's factoring in her other house too. She has another home that was much smaller. I think, Bob, you know that house. It was in her videos for many years. But that house was too small for us because I wanted the boys to have privacy and us to have privacy. So right now that house is empty, but we're going to fix that house up a little bit and get it to where she can rent it and just have that as a rental income for her all the time. So. And also we can keep that house for family when they come up and they want to stay somewhere. Instead of putting them in a hotel, they can go to the other house and just stay there. It's not far from where we are. So there's not much electric usage over there. Over here, I would say the majority of usage is the 220. So 7,000 pesos a month is about, I don't know.
it's about 130 or 20
Yeah,
dollars.
$120 or $130. But I've got the
Okay.
AC in our bedroom going all the time, pretty much. So that's on 220. So I run some of my things on 110, but it's like my coffee maker and some of my cooking stuff in the kitchen, and then my razor in the bathroom. So I don't use a ton of 110, but where I have it, it's things that I really want to use. So most of that electric bill is on the 220. I think God had a hand in everything. You and Melissa getting together, having the house and falling in your lap. I think it was divine. Yeah, Bob, you know, I feel the same way. I was divorced for a while. I'm not somebody who goes out looking for someone, a partner. I always believe that God will bring that person to you. You'll meet that person somewhere. I wasn't someone who was serial dating people in the US, going on these apps and meeting up with people or anything. I was just single. I was spending time with my family and my kids, and I always thought, you know, if this is it, this is it. I'll be okay alone, right? So it's not something I was stressing out over. And that the thing that when I saw her and met her online, I wasn't a subscriber, but I was curious. I was really curious about the story of Mike and the website and Mike passing and her and then in her videos, as I was going through them, she slowly transitioned from, because Mike wasn't there anymore, so it wasn't a travel channel. It slowly became her life. It became, oh, we're living here, we're doing this, we're dealing with, you know, this thing from Mike's death or whatever. And I saw the way she handled herself, and I always respected her for that. I wasn't in love with her at that point. I was just always thought, this is a good woman. I could tell she's taking care of his things, his legacy. She's doing the best she can. And I think, Bob, you commented, that you could see in some of the videos she was under a lot of stress and challenges, a lot of things where she had to move, where she didn't want to move, and there were other, let's face it, when you're a single mother raising children, financial burdens seem like mountains, right? Especially if you don't have a great sense of income coming in, you're trying to do it alone, there's a lot of fear. I mean, I know in the US a lot of single mothers struggle with this too, but here it's even more pronounced. So, but I saw the way she handled herself. She wasn't, blaming, and she wasn't complaining all the time. She was just, had a very, okay, if this is it, then I'll do that. So I always loved your strength. When I saw you, that was one of the big things, was your calmness and your strength. I could see it. So that's what I always thought was attractive to me, to you, but I still wasn't thinking I'm going to marry this woman. I think it
I don't know because
yeah.
I don't know you too.
I
By that
know,
time.
I know, and it was so funny because I was watching her videos, and it was in my heart like, wow, she's going through a tough time. Look at this, and wow, and I was interested in the story and hearing about it. And I was tell you, and guys, I'm a Christian, but I'm not somebody who walks around and says I hear from God and this and that all the time. I'm someone who believes and tries to live my life the right way. But I have heard from God. I can count on 2 or 3 fingers in my lifetime, and it's been amazing things that I never would have set up for myself. And I'll never forget the morning that I woke up in Florida. I think it was a Saturday morning in June, maybe.
19.
Yeah, maybe it was in June of yeah.
June
And I
19.
remember I woke up just like any other Saturday morning, and the very first thing I heard was help her. It was right in my head. It was a mess. I felt like God was speaking to me, and I knew who her was because I was watching the videos. I think, you had a video where water was coming in your house and other things, and it was just like help her. And I thought it was so undeniable that I had to do something. And I said, okay. So I remember getting up that morning, and I said, how am I going to reach out to her? I don't even know her. I'm not subscribed to her. I don't even know her name. I didn't know your name. I thought it was Rose. And I was like, I'm going to help you, and I don't know what that means, but we'll find out. And I remember thinking, well, let me go on the channel. And I was kind of going through the channel and going through the about information stuff. And I finally came across the email, and I said, okay, great, I can send an email. So I sent her an email, and I just said, this is going to sound weird right off the bat. And I said, you don't know me, and I don't know you, but I feel like I'm led to help you in some way. So, and I specifically had in mind helping her with the windows because I saw that the house was leaking in the storms and all this stuff.
Yeah, but your first saying, tell that in your first email that you're offering with, that window. And I said no, because I said, oh, what is this person? He's trying to buy me. He's trying to what? Something like that. So I said, no, thank you. I am okay without.
And that's why I told her in the email, I said, this is no pressure. I'm not trying to date you. I'm not trying to sleep with you. I'm not trying to catch you or anything like that. I'm just trying to be obedient. And if you say no, that's okay too. Because I didn't know how much this helping her was going to turn into. And at the end of the day, it ended up being a couple of $100s, which to me, I was expecting thousands. I didn't know what the deal was going to be, but she never made, any impositions on me or saying you have to do this or that. At first, she was kind of rejecting me, saying no, in a polite way. She was saying, no, thank you. I don't need the help and everything. And I said, okay. And then, we started talking and got on video. Once we got on video and started talking, I think I was starstruck or something. Not starstruck, but I just think that I just was like, wow, she's even more beautiful on video in person than she is on her videos. So it was just, I liked talking to her, and we just talked. I think we talked every day, twice a day, in the mornings and when I got up and before I went to bed, because that's the way the time thing worked. But
Yeah, because you're working.
yeah, because I was still working for my work, and I couldn't talk during the work day, but in the mornings and at night we could talk. And when we just talked about general stuff, like, tell me about this. I wanted to learn more about her and Mike and all this stuff. And she told me, and I told her about my past. And we kind of just shared, how are things going? What's, just understanding more about her and her culture and her people. So, and slowly over time, the bond formed. And then it was very tight at that point. So long sideways track, Bob. But yes, it's I think it was a divine intervention because I was not looking. She was not looking. She was here. She wasn't dating anybody. She showed me the emails from other subscribers asking her out and things like that. And she said, no, if it's not the right person, I don't want anything to do with it. So, because you know the women over here, they have opportunity to date for, especially if you're running a channel, you got a lot of guys who are probably reaching out. So she remained single after her relationship with Mike. And I didn't really, and she told me that the relationship with Mike was really more of an arrangement of convenience versus they weren't married or they weren't dating. They weren't even physical. It was more just she was helping him, but they wanted to appear as a couple because it was better for the program. So, which I didn't care if they were together. I just wanted to make sure that, you were legally divorced but your husband was, you're a widow, so there's no issue there. So
Yeah, my first husband is American, which is Mike. We're not, married, and I will say that I am more as his caregiver behind the camera.
yeah, yeah.
Nobody knows about that.
Yeah, so to me it was like there were no skeletons in the closet because we talked about everything. I told her, everything about me and my past and my divorces, and I told her about my children. She met my kids and everything because that was a big hard thing for me because I'm very close to my kids. My kids are growing up, but I told them, I said that was the one thing that would have kept me from coming here was being so far away from my kids. But they're adults and they all said, after I was telling them what my plans were, they all said, Dad, go ahead and go after this dream in your life. The world's a big place. We can get to see you. You can see us. I mean, one of my daughters was having a hard time a little bit, but I understand why and everything. But they all appreciated where I was and everything and where I was going and what she meant to me in my life. So I love my children and I plan on seeing them again, and hopefully they'll come to Asia on a trip. And so I wasn't looking, just saying I'm going to the Philippines. I was kind of just deciding what I wanted to do once I retired. So, and she came along unexpectedly.
You came along to me.
Yeah, we both came along to each other. So when I retired, instead of just traveling the world, going here and there, I really in my heart wanted a partner in my life to share my life with in a relationship. And God provided something wonderful. So I told her, I said, I don't know how I found you halfway across the world. So of all the people in the world. What about you? How about when this foreign man starts, I'm sure you had guys reach out to you. What was different? Was there anything different about me than others, or how did you know?
Well, when the person trying to approach you for a good terms, you will feel about that. But I think some guys that they're trying is not as, as meant to be for you, because me, I am very easy to offended. When you tell me that you are very sexy, your lips is great, looks great, it's beautiful, your body is,
Yeah, those kind of
perfect.
talking, yeah.
That kind of words is offended me. And lots of guys that here in the YouTube do that, and they don't have any idea. Maybe some other woman, they like to hear that. But for me, just like the intimacy, it comes out. You don't even know this person, and then you talk about that.
Right.
Oh, I like your body, I like your lips, and something like that. So for me, no, it's a big red flag for me.
And me too, if I'm looking at a woman that I'm gonna start a relationship with, or at least even to talk to and spend time with, I didn't see you as somebody who was always putting on lots of makeup and wearing sexy clothes. And I could tell, you could tell some women are trying to catch somebody with their looks and their appearance, because there's beautiful women here all over the place. But I didn't feel that from her. I felt like she always told me, what you see is what you get. I mean, I'm not, I don't get dressed up fancy, but I'm content with what I have. And I thought, that's the kind of person I want. And that's what's so beautiful about her, is the way she carries herself. And I could see it. So before we even talked, I felt totally comfortable with her because she didn't know anything about me, but I was comfortable with her because I had seen her over years on video going through some very difficult things and how she handled that and this, and that. And so I could tell this is a fine woman, a good woman of character. And Tony, I will take very good care of her. I'm absolutely in love with her, and I want her. I keep telling her, because she didn't have the happiest relationships before, where they didn't last long. There was cheating and this and that in the past. And I told her, get ready for, there's a song by a country singer, Kenny Chesney, called The Good Stuff. So I told her, get ready for the good stuff. So it's nothing but love. And there's going to be trials and tribulations of normal life, but two being one together is going to overcome everything. So nothing's ever going to happen between us. So
I love you, honey.
I love you too, sweetheart.
May I excuse?
Honesty is the best part, and it's getting rare. Yeah, it is. I mean, we talked about and she quizzed me on things like, how did this happen? Tell me about your divorce. Tell me about your kids, and tell me about, she asked zero financially questions about me. And I would have answered them if she asked, but she asked zero. She asked what I did, and I told her about my professional life, but it was somebody who's never been to the U.S. They know a little bit about the U.S., so sometimes she doesn't know what to ask, and so I was offering other things to help her see the picture of my life. So I had old pictures that I shared with her and everything, but I think it's important to me when you're getting married. I see a lot of guys on video here that are operating out of fear almost. And I understand why. They're afraid of getting scammed. They're afraid of having the woman take everything. That's why some guys have mentioned, oh, you shouldn't have bought her a house and this and that. I didn't buy her a house. I bought us a house. I understand the laws here, and I understand how things work. It's our house. Well, I'm not planning on leaving her. She's not planning on leaving me. I feel totally comfortable with that. But if you don't feel that way towards somebody you're getting ready to spend the rest of your life to or commit to, then you might not be the right person for them, or they might not be the right person for you. Because to me, marriage is a lifetime commitment as far as you can help it. You can't keep people with you. They're certainly in the U.S., divorce is a lot higher, but here in the Philippines, when they get married, they view it as forever, and that's what I wanted. I wanted somebody who viewed it as forever, and through the good times and the bad times. So
I love you, Lord.
Being scammed or this or that never wasn't, it didn't even enter my radar because I knew who she was as a person. I met some of her family before we got together and everything, so I knew the quality. I remember going to the mountains a few weeks ago, and I remember going to her father's gravestone, and I remember because I met her whole family in the mountains, and they're all beautiful people. And I remember saying a prayer at her father's grave, and I remember telling him, saying, Modesto, you should be very proud of your family. You did a very good job raising a family. Your family's beautiful, and I wish you were here to see it, because the family is beautiful. It's a very highly respected, very very tight family, and I'm just happy that they've accepted me. Did you have any worries they would accept me?
No.
No? Okay, let's see the comments. Honesty is the best policy. Yes, John, it is the best policy. I had a bad relationship where I lost much, and now I'm very wary of people there. Yeah, you have to be. And I had my guard up too. But the way we met was kind of different. I didn't pick her out of a lineup of photos. She didn't pick me up somewhere else. We kind of slowly got together, and in that time, I got to see her pass. So when I say I was very comfortable, I was, because I saw her videos and I saw who she was. Bob knows this from some of the older videos of her, where she's pouring out her heart that she's struggling with this or that, and handling herself in the very open way that she was, and not being bitter or angry or mean, just, maybe about some commenters, but that's about it. Mm-hmm. But, you handled yourself in a way that was, I tell her when I look at her, I say, you're something that the Bible calls a Proverbs 31 woman. You're someone who works hard. You're someone who loves hard. You're someone who just should be esteemed because of your character and qualities. I'm extremely lucky to have her as my wife. So,
Well, life is too short, so don't stick into the hatred because of the people that are not happy to their life in what they do. They're going to go someone else and ruin the life also and trying to being negative. But life's too short. Is just stay calm and be happy and be yourself. And that's is the important to
yes.
be on this earth. So
And John Fisk said he's watched this channel for a long time, since she started it, and I learned a lot from her videos. Yes, so did I, John. So did I. And I know you had a bad relationship, but I would I understand the fears of a lot of expats, because unless you know the person, I wouldn't overly commit unless you know the person, unless you know and you're not fooling yourself or anything like that. So as long as you're wary of that, there are lots of good women here who don't look to take advantage.
well, what you have, guys, I I probably have to give you some tip of how to know the person that is just go after your pocket or your wallet, uh, or not. Well,
Maybe that's a separate video you give guys. You say,
no,
okay,
no, I just mentioned
yeah,
here because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So when you were starting talking with the woman, and also you have to watch the jealous part, because that is also one thing for a woman's here. Lots of a woman here. What you have to do is when you start talking to the woman, and then when she's investigate you like NBI or FBI on your past, but if she asks you first and focus about your retirement, your money, how much your money in the bank, that is a red flag. You know, that is a red flag. So if you had that woman asking you about the focus to asking you about how
On
much
what
your
you have,
money,
yeah.
what you have,
Yep.
and then are you retired, something like that, what job that you're retired. So that is, you have to think that you're backing up, back, because she is focusing with the money. It's not about the relationship and companion.
Yep. Yep. And John says he's got a very good friend in Manila, and he'll be going back soon. So, well, good luck with that, John. I hope the best for you. I hope that you find what you're looking for. You find happiness in everything. Bob, yes, yes. I saw her battling through the haters, and she kept the channel, and she could have very easily given up. I think I remember a few videos where you said, I have to shut down this channel. But then at the end of the video, you said you're going to keep it. So I thought, okay.
Yeah. Well, I just make the haters happy for the beginning, and then the confusing for the
Yeah.
end.
And Bob says you have an exceptionally strong woman. Yes, and that's why I call her a Proverbs 31 woman, because
Thank you.
she is the apple of God's eye. And I tell her that, and I just encourage her and tell her that all the things in the past that have happened, God knew her. He was watching her and watching you and watching all the struggles you went through, and they were not in vain. And God's timing is different than our timing, so we don't know when and where, but He has good things for us. We have to be patient, and I know that about her, that now I'm looking back from here, I could see that she had God's attention, the way she carried on her life, and the love that she has in her heart for God. I can tell. John says, I want to be with a woman who does not want to change me. Yes. Yes. I feel that way about Merle. She doesn't want to change me. There are things that I do that she probably doesn't understand or doesn't like, but she doesn't try to change me. She doesn't. She knows that I don't like the heat in the middle of the day, so I like to be in the room on the computer. And she doesn't try to say, "Why are you doing that? What's going on? You too much time on the computer. This, or that." Now, she should inquire, making sure that I'm not, chatting with other women or things like that, which I'm not. But it's okay to inquire and all that stuff. But she's not trying to change me and say, "Oh, you have to do this or that, or else I'm going to be mad or something." And you know, she is very she if she sees, I don't know how you explain that, like, that somebody's trustworthy versus some people who are not, and if they're doing something, well, they might be cheating or
Because
something.
you can feel it, if somebody has to, I mean, if your partner do something behind you, or yeah, and behind your back, then you can feel that, and yes, me, I don't feel doubt or something expected that you're doing something,
Right.
because me, I am very open.
You,
And if I feel something, I'm gonna ask you and say, I feel like this,
right. Mm-hmm.
is it something, doing, is something
Yes.
you're doubting about?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't want to keep something burden in my heart. So I always
Susan.
share to him what I feel, if I feel something, something wrong, which is, I about her kids, I know, because they're a good communication, they have a good communication. And I like when he is always communicate with her kids, because I don't want them to have a distance relationship, because of the distance.
Right.
And he's moving here, he chose to move here instead to stay there. So I want them to still active, and I told him, sometimes, I said, call your kids, with the mission.
Yeah. No, you're very supportive, and yeah, trust. John is a very, very big part of any relationship, and Bob. Yeah, I feel. Yeah, I feel. He said he used to worry about what was going to happen to you, but he knows she's in good hands now. Yeah. I just, I guess in her videos, she moved me as just being someone who, being a single mother, I knew she was going through tough times, and I knew that she was trying, and I knew that sometimes she didn't have the answer. But instead of, complaining and blaming and all that other stuff, she was handling it the right way and just being transparent and open. And I just thought that was very commendable about her character, that you got to see that. So that's why I tell her, when we first met and when we first started talking, I already knew a lot about her. She knew nothing about me. Because
Well,
I wasn't stalking her, but I was really interested in the story, and I used to go
well,
through
I
and
know.
watch
I
all the
think
videos.
I think I know. My heart knows, because my heart's so close to you. It's like no doubt, or this man is a good man. Because what I can see is the way you are also in person. So, and I know I trust you. You tell me everything, the truth.
Yep. And everything's going to be, I told her, I said, the way that, we do things, we do things in the, what I believe is that, at least in the West, for what I think of a Christian marriage is that it's open. We don't hide things. She'll have access to everything, and we work together as a team, and just focus on our lives. And right now it's her two kids, getting them through school with the best possible opportunity to be successful on their parts. And they're not my children. I can't do everything for them or with them, but I will support them and try and help them as much as I can, because I do want them to be successful. I know she cares about them, and she wants them to be better, you know, in every way. So if I can help that, then sure. Hey, good morning, Mike. Thanks for joining, Mike Schneider.
Oh, good morning to you.
Yeah, it's we're just Mike. We're just chatting about this week is our wedding week. We get married on Thursday afternoon. So we got everything done. She's got her dress. She's got her hairstyle. I've got my suit that I brought.
we're going to have a simple marriage. It's just me,
Justice of the
and
peace.
then the two
Yeah.
witnesses is that's it. I maybe I have one family with my sister. She's the one who take the picture, my younger sister. So and then my gown is not as as what call is that, a gown. It's a simple dress, and that's it. Because we choose to be this way instead to spend a lot of money and get wedding, and the charts. I said we have to being practical, and I like the simple also. And instead that we're going to get married into the charts, which is all the woman's dream for that, because they want to wear the long gown. But me, I rather have to do a simple, and then have time to place with my family, to spend with them, uh, after the wedding, maybe after a week.
Yeah.
And that's it. The most important is we're getting married
Yeah, it's
and we
been a
love each other,
yeah,
so that's it.
yeah. It's been a process of getting this to this point, and we're there. And yes, Mike, she is a good woman. Thank you for the congrats. I love it when God brings happiness to us, and God truly blessed us both. John, yes, thank you. I do too. It's that's why on my part, that's why I have no doubts or no reservations about being married to her, because I feel like we're so compatible on so many areas, and just I love who she is as a person, and I love that she doesn't try to change me. I don't try to change her, but we're working to come together, and
What
it's
do we have to change? What do you
nothing.
mean we have
Yeah,
to change?
no, we don't have to change anything.
No,
Yeah,
no. Maybe you mean that is controlling,
yeah,
like, oh, you
controlling.
can't do this, oh,
Right,
you can't
right,
do that,
right,
something like that.
right.
Of course, now that is the big problem to a couple, when
Yeah,
one of them is controlling.
and I don't have to do things to make her happy. I just have to love her and be with her, and I don't have to always buy her things every day or something, or do this or do that. I would if she'd let me, but she doesn't. So it's but we do. But that's part of being married, right? You want to do things for your spouse and everything, but the most important thing is our time together.
The
And
most important is we work together and love
yeah,
each other. That's it. And I am happy that, you know, to be together with my family. Sometimes we have a time. And I am proud. I am so proud to have you and brag you in my family, because in front of my family, because you're a good man.
yeah, yeah, and meeting your family was great. I loved that. I loved meeting your family, and they're all beautiful people. It's great. Let's see. AG says, "Good luck." I feel like she's a good woman. Yes, she's a wonderful woman. John says 2 months ago, I gave my life to God as I was ordained, and that's hallelujah, John. That's awesome. Good for you. What brings you closer, just understands that when trials and tribulations come, because they will in this world, that and that's what I saw in her when she went through trials and tribulations. She didn't revert to human ways of being angry and yelling and screaming or blaming and things like that. She just said, "Oh well, I." It's like she had like a subtle trust that everything was going to be okay sooner or later. And she just said, "Okay, let's get through this part, and then hopefully the next day will be better." And now it's better. And I did the same thing in Florida when I was going through work and I was getting ready to retire. I wasn't sure where I was going to be. I wasn't sure where things were going to line up. I was having some issues with people, and I wasn't sure where I would end up or what my path was. And lo and behold, God just had it worked out that right when I was ready to retire was when I pretty much met her. And I already met her, but I wasn't romantically in love with her. I
I
just knew.
don't know you.
Yeah, I know. I knew of
You
you.
see me, but I don't see you,
Yeah,
and I don't know you.
yeah, yeah. And I wasn't just watching you. There were a bunch of other channels I was following because I was really planning on moving abroad anyway. So, but when I got to meet you and talk to you, excuse me,
Sure.
that's when I got to know, okay, wow, she is, when you see that diamond and you see the beauty of it and you know it, it's like the story in the Bible where the person found the treasure and he buried it so he knew where it would be and everything and didn't want to lose it and everything like that. And that's when I saw her and my heart started going toward her. I knew, wow, this woman is the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. So, and again, I knew it would be okay. I knew that there was no fears or no concerns about, you know, getting in, like people would say, oh, you shouldn't spend money on her, or you shouldn't buy a house, you shouldn't do these things because they're gonna, and I understand those concerns because it has happened to people, but I would say that those are different relationships. They're not relationships that were founded on the love of two people. Maybe infatuation, maybe somebody was looking for that up front and they saw warning signs or they didn't see them.
Yeah.
God puts us where God wants us to be and brings the things of God he wants to us. Yes, he does. I just, I feel like there's, being married to her is going to be, it's amazing and it's what I want to do. I want to commit my life to her and she wants to commit to me. So, I mean, we've been acting like we're married already. It's not like we've been, it's like you've had my heart since the moment. So she's had my whole heart and everything.
I
So
forgot we're here in front of the camera.
that's okay. That's all right. It's good. I love it, baby. Don't worry. So, but it's good. She's getting embarrassed now, but that's okay. Now she's blushing. See, you guys got her. But this is what I love about her is that she'll just put her arms around me and just give me a kiss and tell me she loves me, and I'll do the same with her, and it's just natural. It just flows really well. So you are like newlyweds. Yes, we are. Yes, every day. Every day it's a joy to be with her, and I'm retired. And I just tell her, I said, "Wow, I'm retired, and this is my life, and I love it. I love, my life is with you now, and spending time with you, and it's not alone anymore. It's not. I feel like there's a purpose. There's something to do. So we'll see. It's just I don't know what to say. It's just I'm blown away by how comfortable it is here, our life together, being able to have the house that is perfect for us. That again, the same that I felt this house was a God thing too, because it is everything and more that I would have hoped for coming here. It's not a condo, a brand new place somewhere. It's older, but it's in great shape and it has everything that I would have wanted to end up doing anyway. So, and we didn't even really have to go through crazy efforts. We saw it once and then we put an offer on it. And then I think 3 weeks later, we owned it. That's how fast the process can be here. If you're paying cash, it doesn't take very long. So when I came back, we already owned the house. She had the deed and everything. So let's see. We have 7 people watching. And so, yeah, it's been great. And we're at 50 minutes, but we just wanted to give you guys an update of where we are with the wedding and everything, and just that it's gonna be nice. I told her this morning, I said it's gonna be nice to just sit out here and have that done and then be able to just do the next thing. But this getting married was a big thing that we wanted to just focus on. It was important to the both of us. When two hearts become one, the most beautiful flower blooms in you. Good luck. Guard your love. Yes. It is something special. I haven't felt this, I don't know when, but it's certainly nothing like her in my life. So I feel blessed and honored, and I tell her that I'm so happy with her and proud of her, and I will do everything to protect her and take care of her. So, and I want her to feel secure. I want her to feel safe. I want her to feel loved. in a good way. You know, I
I
want
I feel all of that.
good, good,
Yeah.
and I want her kids to feel like
Oh, my kids loves you.
they're getting, you know, they have. I'm a good addition to the family. You know, I want that to be good too. I raised young kids and everything, so I'm familiar with it. So it's not like a new thing to me. I know a lot of. I didn't want to be in a relationship with children. That was not on my list. That's another God thing. I was. If you'd asked me and said, "What's the type of person?" I would have said, "Well, I guess somebody maybe who's still working, and you know, I really don't want to have kids because I already dig kids and everything." So if I was picking, I would not have picked this, but I would have missed this. But when God does the picking, then it's better. And her kids to me are a bonus. So it's a blessing, and her family's a blessing. So that's how God does things sometimes that we wouldn't do because we're not God. We don't see the whole big picture, but he does. And he goes, I know that you're not looking at this, but this is going to work. And it's kind of trusting him with the process. So I feel good about that. But we have a good life. And I think that our channel is going to be about this. It's going to be about the good life. It's going to be about,
Not
you know,
traveling.
we're not,
That's the times where
sometimes we'll travel, we'll do things, yeah, but it's going to be about, it's not going to be for the guy coming over here looking to just serial date women and things like that and run around and all this stuff. It's going to be like when you find that right person, what's that going to be like over here? And that's what this channel will be like. What a normal family life will be like. And that's all we can do. And just hopefully provide some information. And I really want my kids to have a vlog, a record of me here too. So this is serving two purposes in one. And I'll probably do a similar small channel on my own, just something for my kids too on the side. But that's nothing. This is the primary because I want to be with her.
oh,
I will buy you lunch when we get back there. Yes.
we're here in Bacolod.
And John's saying, will you stream the wedding so we can share your happiness? I said, well, if they let us.
Well,
I'd like to.
We can't. We can't.
But we don't know. We didn't ask
live
him.
because it's in the courtroom. So
Yeah, I don't think there's Wi-Fi there
no,
that they'll let
there's
us
no.
use. So we can video it
Yeah, and upload later.
and then upload later. Yeah, because they don't.
Yeah, they don't let us.
I mean,
Anybody
I have a Wi-Fi hotspot built into my iPhone, but I don't think the signal is going to be strong enough for what we need. But we'll take pictures. We'll share all those things. I would love to have streamed it live, but
No, it's not allowed.
Yeah, it's not
here.
allowed,
It's
yeah.
a court.
Yeah.
So they're very strict.
But anyway, guys, I can't think of anything else. That was really the main. That was really the main topic. And then we're just kind of getting ready for the big day on Thursday, the exciting day. And then we got some things coming up. We got a trip with your family, maybe to the beach, and then we got the family get together for after the wedding. That we'll meet up, have some lechon or something.
Yeah, we bring food when we go there, so everybody just can, go swimming in the beach and enjoy.
Yes, John, let us know when you're in the area. We're right in between all in those areas. We're in the next island over from where Cebu is, so it's all within the same area. He said he'll let us know when he's on the Pansit for me. Yes, I like Pansit too. For me, it's inasal. I love inasal. So
Oh, the mang inasal.
the mang inasal. Yeah, I like the chicken.
The
grilled.
original is from here in
It's from
Bacolod.
Bacolod, yeah, and it's great. I'm a barbecue person, so I'm like, wow, this is pretty amazing chicken. So they cook it on a wooden skewer and then serve it to you with rice.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. But I like the Pansit too. And just a future channel check here. We're not doing a Joe Balut thing here. That's not happening. So she's been trying, and I said,
we're
no.
going to challenge that one day. The other night, I tried to convince him that what if we're going to do the balut challenge? And he said, no.
There's not enough hot sauce in the world to make me do that. Now, in the U.S., they have like a hot wing challenge where you challenge people to eat wings that are hot. That's different, but yeah, balut, no.
No, you have to close your eyes.
Yeah, No, thanks. I'm good.
No,
Some
we do
things
that.
are
We do
just,
that someday. We do that. Definitely
I
we
will
do
be
that.
watching. I told her son Waji, I said, you go first. If you eat the balut, then I'll eat the balut.
Sure. Okay, I'll show you.
Maybe I shouldn't say anything. All right, guys. But if there's any other questions you guys have, yes. But Lechon, I can't do balut. Yes, John, I can't do it either. But Lechon and panza, and it's okay that I can't do it. There are some things that are left to the imagination. And that's one. That's one of them. But yes, but Lechon and panza, yes. So we'll do something with the family together, and you know, we are just growing together as a couple, and with her children together. We're just going to keep doing the videos and kind of, there'll be some challenges, I'm sure, that we'll run into. We'll talk about those. There'll be some happy things. We'll go travel. We'll maybe do things around here with the garden and the house, but it's not going to be, you know, oh, we did this street, walking street, and this bar, and this, and that. No, that's not going to be it, but that's okay. We'll do family type stuff, but it's more about retiring and settling down and finding that happy place. And a lot of guys, when they come here, they're looking for that love of their life. They're looking for that woman to be with them. And so it's a challenge, I think, for a lot of guys, because you want to find somebody good. You want to find somebody that's very compatible, and it can be hard. So, you know, we can talk about that in future videos, but, you know, what to look for and things like that. But I'm so blessed for everyone out there watching that you supported her through all the hard times, and we're watching her videos and commenting her and encouraging her with thumbs up, and you all know who you are. But I thank you all from my heart for doing that, to keep her going. Because that's what I tell her. I said, you know, thank God for Mike's channel, because we'd have never met if it wasn't for Mike's channel.
Yeah, that's true.
So the big question we get all the time that I love answering is, people say, well, how did you guys meet? And we look at each other, and I always kind of smile, and I say, well, we met online, but not what you're thinking. So, and then we kind of have to go through the story of how different it is. But I love that about our story. So.
Yeah, we made in YouTube.
Thanks, John, for your comments. Appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate the good wishes. I know she does too. So we're excited. We're happy. I'm happy that love came into our life, because I know that for me, it was a big hole of emptiness, and I was fine with that. I told God if it was not going to be another relationship for me, then that's fine. I'm okay with it. It was not my choice. I wanted to be with somebody, but I wasn't going to try and do it on my own and say, I'm going to force something and get into a bad relationship or something. So I was content with being single. All we can say is yay. Yes, we say the same thing too. So you can see her smile. She's very happy, and I'm happy about that. I love her smile, and I just want to see it every day. And that lets me know that what we have is great, because seeing her smile melts my heart. So
You make me smile.
good.
You're the reason, and
Well,
my kids to make me smile.
Oh, thank you, honey. You want to tell everybody I love you too. You want to tell them we're gonna go for now? And
All right, guys, thank you for joining with us. And well, maybe our next live after the wedding. So, but we'll keep putting the video as much as I
something. There
can.
may be a short. She'll have a short
Yes.
with the flowers or something, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. So, thank you again. And hope you enjoyed our live today. And thank you for
And
being
thank
there.
each every one of you guys. Just I pray that God's blessing on everyone here. I pray that everything you're desiring, everything you're going through, be better. Everything, all happiness to each and every one of you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And God bless you,
Yeah,
John
thank you.
Fair.
Yes. And our buddy Bob.
All right.
Thanks.
No, wait a minute.